God's creation.
Neighbor kids screaming.
Oh, yeah. You ever sit and just watch a hummingbird?
Yeah.
My goodness.
The live stream has started. How it is going to work today, it will still be live streaming through the breaks. It will stop at lunchtime. So when it goes on the website, it'll be budget hearings part 1 and then budget hearings part 2 for the afternoon. So just keep in mind, it's going to be live until noon.
Good.
Did you turn your phone off?
No,
You better do that.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, if you would, please put your phones on silent, vibrate, whatever.
In the car.
Thank you, Todd.
One more thing, and when you talk, be sure you're in the microphone, please.
All right, we're gonna begin. I'm gonna call the 2025, August 20th, budget hearings to order here. We'll start this morning with the pledge led by Andrew and a prayer followed by Gerald. So if everyone, this flag.
Yes?
Andrew, I pledge
allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Our most kind and gracious Father in heaven, we're just thankful now for this portion of health, this mindset that allows us to be here this morning to discuss in the most efficient way we know how, as being a man and understanding his limitations. We pray, Father, that you will look down upon us and tender mercy and be with us as we propose to direct next year's budget, be with the department heads that they make good decisions in presenting what they presented to us. We're mindful, Father, of the fact that we're just mere men and we can make mistakes and we fall. And we hope, Father, that if our decisions were not proper, you can somehow straighten them out. We ask that you be with all that are present. Give them a mindset that we're here only to do that which is right and good in the sight of the Washington County people. This is our prayer in Christ's holy name. Amen.
Call us. Order. Commissioners.
Call the commissioners to order.
Washington County Commissioners, calling our meeting to order.
Okay. We're just missing one this morning, Preston, who's back in the hospital, so just real quick, if everyone would keep Preston in your thoughts and prayers as he battles his illness, so I'm gonna miss him here today, but hopefully he'll get better and get back with us. All right, we'll get rolling. We're gonna try to keep this thing on task and move through this pretty quick, so. First up, we'll start with Hume Bridge, local road and street. Rick, you're back up at the podium. You've been up there a lot here in the last 24 hours. You like it, don't you? Well, at least you're honest.
Usually I just scroll through the numbers here, but I've thought about it for the last few days, and I am the only representation the guys at the highway department have, whether that's good or bad, so I'd like to take just a couple moments here, won't be long, and kind of go over some things. My number one concern is employee retention. February 7th, 2022, Indiana passed IC 9-24-6.1. That states you must attend truck driving school before acquiring your CDL. The average cost of that schooling is $5,000. Now, if you'll humor me, would any of you up there please raise your hand if you have a valid CDL? All right, that's just something to think about. If for some reason you decided you wanted a job at the highway department, the first thing you have to do is spend $5,000 and try to get your license. No guarantee you'll pass. That leads to a much smaller hiring pool. Therefore, we need to put extra effort in retaining the employees we have. In an attempt to do so, in my budget, I put in for a 5% raise. At the time that was turned in, I had no way of knowing insurance would go up, so I would like to request change that to 6%. As you know, the highway department primarily operates off MVH funds, which sets us apart from other departments. This increase requires no outside funding, creates no financial hardship, and is sustainable. I've always felt like bringing up other departments was kind of like the kiss of death because everyone gets defensive, and honestly, what they do is none of my business. What I will say, I understand all departments may not be able to afford raises, but I'm not over them, I'm over this one. So all I ask is you let me run my department and my budget as I see fit. All right, now we can roll through the numbers. All right, Cume Bridge. Starting with culvert, steel prices amazingly actually went down a little bit, so we dropped that from 70 down to 60. Scrolling down through there, maintenance repair stayed the same. The bridge inspection, you'll see a major jump there. The state mandated a 30% increase. That is on the requirements of the inspectors. We have a 4-year bridge inspection cycle, so they have to do a more stringent inspection. The state has added things to them, and along with that, you can expect that to trickle down to us on work. There will be more signs, more guardrail. I don't know what all it's going to be yet, but for it to be that big of a jump, it's going to trickle down and be something, I'd say, what did we have, $30,000 in additional signs a couple years ago?
Yep.
I mean, it'll be at least that.
Okay.
Small structures stayed at 40. Bridge 61, that's Beta Road. The estimate's $500,000. I've budgeted us at $300,000. I'll wait and see on the winter if it goes. If we have a bad winter, I may do a little appropriation out of the bridge fund to cover that. If we have a good winter, I'll have enough funds to add to that without adding any more. One thing I want to note, if you look at our fund, at the end of 25, we should have around $1.9 million in the fund. Now, I don't want everybody to get all warm and fuzzy and think, my gosh, look at all that money, because on our bridge inspection replacement list, I have 2 bridges coming up that are nearly $1 million apiece. They'll be over $800,000. So with just a couple phone calls, that 1.9 that looks impressive will be back to 0. All right, moving on to local road and street, if we could. Simplified it, the 150, we'll skip over the 350, it's dropped down from 5. Our revenue in that maintained roughly the same, 530, 540, 550. We're bringing in roughly 550 this year, and I budgeted 5. The 150 you see for fuel, State Board of Accounts, we are allowed to budget fuel out of MVH restricted 1173, but it's getting to where the hoops you have to jump through to do so, just the juice isn't worth the squeeze, so we've kind of give up on that a little bit and putting the fuel out of local road and street where we just don't have to do as much paperwork to keep track of it. Any questions up to there? Alrighty. Moving on to 1173. The increase there, that shows the 5%. Going down group health, that's pretty self-explanatory. Where the fuel, that's where you can see the fuel went from in 1173. Just explain that. 120, 20, 518. The road work, that went down to compensate for the 1.5 million community crossings. We raised our match. Well, they've lowered it back to $1 million, so we'd have been fine leaving it where it was. No need for an adjustment there. Once we meet the grant money, the 334, I'll just use that out of that line to pave with, so we really don't have to fool with it. It doesn't make a difference to me which line it's in.
Rick, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
On that stone, 21010, on that stone of business, you went from 150 to 707,
Hang on. Which page are you on?
in between 2 and 3.
Between 2 and 3, 2.5.
2A.
On page numbers. Are you in restricted or what are we looking at?
You're looking at what's been spent.
Say it again.
You're looking at the page on the, what's been spent.
Unexpended balance, that's,
I got you, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
what's
sorry.
been spent to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. Let's see, restricted, where were we at? Road sign stayed the same, stone stayed the same. Explained the 400 and the 500, we just kind of flip-flopped there, but since the max went down, that'll even out, no issue there. Moving on to 1176. The clerk, that's a position I would like to make a salary adjustment. There's been a significant increase in workload over the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 10 years. Community crossings, I can't really explain how much paperwork and record keeping is involved with that, as well as we have a new payroll system where that puts a lot of additional work on her to enter that into the system. Well, now we have a new claim system, but that is an online system, and now she has to enter the claims online, so that's just added more workload to her. And rather than add an employee and have benefits on another employee, it is much cheaper just to compensate her slightly for that. So I think that increase, and the number there is with the 5% number we went over. And then moving down, 5%, longevity went down. We have had some people leave and hire in new hires, which obviously lowers your longevity. Moving down, everything stayed the same. Operator driver, you'll see that drop. That really is kind of deceiving because that number didn't change that much. Between that and 1173, those numbers will fluctuate because we have to maintain a 50-50 balance. So that's just sort of a juggling act which line that comes out of. The other one went up, down, they roughly balance out. Holiday, we had to do an appropriation last year for overtime, so this year we did raise that line in hopes we wouldn't have to do that. Assistant supervisor, that number went up because we took a mechanic and made him the bridge foreman. And so there's the same amount of employees, but one more is coming out of that line. Everything else stayed the same. 95, that, you'll see down at the mechanic, foreman, diesel mechanic, that went down, like I just explained, that went to a different position. Perf, about the same. Everything else stayed similar. Not much to explain there. If anybody has any questions, I'm glad to go over any particular line.
Did you have did you just have a standard percentage that you built into the wages?
I had 5%, but that was before I realized the insurance went up.
Yeah.
So I did add it, I would like to make that to 6%. Like I say, I'll cover that internally. I'm not asking for any additional money.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take care of it.
All right. My math is not good. I was thinking maybe some of them was more than
No,
5%.
the percentage is straight across.
Yes.
Except for the clerk position, which I would like a salary adjustment, but the number there shows the 5%, and I would want it to be the 6% as well.
All right, thank you.
Just the raise part be across the board.
Have any questions for Rick on any of the items we discussed? So that supervisor, all that is where you moved that.
Yeah.
Added one employee
Yeah.
into that.
One left the mechanics line and went to that line, yes.
It looks like an increase there when you
Yeah.
see it, but it's just because he
Right.
balanced out the other line.
And people moving positions there. We had a few spots that were kind of out of whack. We were drawing them from the wrong line, so we just thought to clean them all up at once and get everything back where it goes.
Gotcha. folks got any questions for Rick?
I just have a comment. Rick, I don't need anything today. I hope I don't need anything tomorrow, but I just want to say,
It's early in the day, watch what you say.
this gentleman knows his numbers. He knows what he's doing. He's been around the block, and we're blessed to have him because he watches things real close, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
And I know you all have a long week ahead, and I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I've got if you're done with me.
I think so.
Thank you.
If nobody else has any questions.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Y'all have a good day.
You too, bud. Alright. We'll move through. So, we have the park scheduled for 9:30, so we got a little time here. If anybody wants to make any comments over the ones that Rick just went over through the Cume Bridge, local road and street, MVH. And I assume John's coming in from the park.
I just sent him a text to see.
Yeah.
I guess if Kyra don't mind, I guess she could jump. Or if you all don't mind.
If nobody has any
Jump.
comments or questions on what Mr. Wolves just went over, then we can jump over to page 7 if Kyra's prepared to move on until John gets here. So if you would, go to page 7. We'll let Kyra run through the auditor budget here real quick.
Really, none of mine has changed. I did request a 7% increase, but as you all know with Senate Bill 1, we don't know what's happening, so I really don't even want to talk about salaries because it's going to be what it is, and I know we've got a lot of things we're really going to have to look at, so anything is better than nothing, so anything that we can get would be appreciated. I know they would just because of the increase in insurance, and so, but all of mine has stayed the same again this year, so.
Pretty much the same except for what you added there. at
Yeah,
7%.
for the, yeah.
Well, once again, like we did last year, you know, we asked most of the department heads to try to toe the line as best they can, you know, so that we are in a situation where we can do something for our employees. But like Kyra mentioned, we've got to be concerned. I'm not so much concerned with the 26 here as I am what's going to happen in 27 and the unknowns. As she mentioned, we need to keep that in mind. But any questions for Kyra on her budget? None?
I just got a message from John Burlington. He's not going to be able to make it. So if you just want to look at his budget, it's the same budget he submitted last year.
It is. Same.
He runs on park receipts. The only thing that is not paid from his budget is his salary, which is under the commissioner's budget.
Yeah, so if you flip through his pretty quickly,
Pages.
going back to page 6, you know, there's not any increases there in any of those lines. If you look all the way to the bottom of page 6, no change from last year, no change from 2024, no change from 2023. So he has stayed the course, which John typically does. He's another guy that does a fantastic job down there. We all know from the past that, you know, things weren't always the greatest, at the park, but since John's took that over, you know, I'll have to say budget-wise, he gets a lot done, without increasing his budget every year, so, kudos to John. I know he's not here to hear that, but we've had that conversation several times, and, you know, if you haven't been to the park in a while, he continues to do things to make improvements, and I think he does an excellent job down there. Anybody have any questions on?
Are these expenditure reports ringing
Yes,
through
right
May?
behind-
Are they ringing through May or June?
Towards the end of June 30th would have been the cutoff.
Yeah, so you can see on that page behind page 6 there, and on every budget, there's an expenditure report, so you can see where they currently stand, what they've spent, and what's been appropriated through last year's budget. See, he's in pretty good shape there as well. Any other questions on the park budget? Comments on anything that we've went over to this point? None, and we're through the park, through the auditor. Surveyor would be next, not scheduled till 9:50, it's 9:20.
Better start moving some in.
Just tell her to come on up.
Yeah. You got anything?
Well, the only I mean, they're timed out,
Right.
and being as it's an agenda item, if somebody was to come in from the public or with the live stream, I mean, I'm okay with going a little bit ahead, but
We need to wait.
I think we kind of need to try to keep,
Okay, we'll try to stay to that schedule, which we've made it pretty tight, and as long as we're running ahead or pretty close to schedule, we should be fine. So with that being said, it's 9:20. If anyone needs a morning break, we can take a quick
Take a 10-minute.
10-minute break and come back in at 9:30. If everybody's good with that.
Yep.
Once again, I'll remind you that the tape stays live, so anything you say or do can be held against you in a court of law.
And it will.
So we will convene and then come back in at 9:30. So we'll give it a 10-minute break here. Usually at this time I have to go pee, but I haven't had the urge. Once I break the seal, look out. Then it's over? Yeah.
3. 498.
She told me about that. You send it to Karen too, so. She wants to switch it to where 60% each
We
pay.
have the budget up online.
I mean,
I don't know
this
where the
table
link
pay
is.
30% of
Yeah, I want to go ahead and put the link on,
so it really
Facebook
ain't
page
costing us no more
So
to
that people, because
give her a raise.
the budget, the proposed budget, you put it up online, right? Okay, I can't find the link. Yeah, because I didn't pay any attention to what was happening in the meeting. Yeah, so if you just send me the link to that thing and I'll put it up on. That's fine.
You what?
So, leadership, yeah, recorded meetings down here. Ah, there we
Somebody
go.
took off one from me yesterday.
All right.
Don't lose that, I'll be right back.
That's all right. Yeah, no, better you than me, I'm just saying.
You sign that, please. I
There
forgot
it is,
to sign
okay,
it.
yeah, that's where we need it, okay.
Sorry, Bubba.
No, I agree with you. I'd kind of forgot about that, but with
If I
the,
get,
with the
yeah,
live
if I get
stuff, we
to
need
just
to-
shove my shit out of the way. okay?
Well, I think I accidentally did.
That's all right.
Yeah, I agree.
Fine.
I think so. I didn't look. I just looked at the top page.
Good, we got a little rain last night.
Yeah, did you get it?
But not a lot.
I figured.
Yeah, we
I
didn't
bet I
get
got
that
a
much.
half inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it come out earlier about, not dark, but before dark.
I was doing a rain dance, but it didn't help.
Yeah, well, it was banging back in there. We were actually sitting outside on the back deck there. I think it's gonna come. We no more than got in the house, boy, it opened up. and
Hi, Emily.
got half high.
I'm doing great.
Kind of ran through it.
Oh,
And then I know some of the other part of the county said they didn't get that.
it's better than nothing. But,
Yeah.
and it's gonna cool off, that's gonna help.
Right,
too.
that's gonna help. Yeah. Looks like it's gonna cool off.
Papers.
Mhm.
Papers. More papers.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
But you know, them first couple of things usually sometimes can be brutal.
rough,
I mean, brutal.
yeah.
It always scares me. I don't like when somebody
No.
having a heat stroke or something.
No.
It was, West West.
Oh, okay. That'd be fine.
They still have them at Pekin.
Yes.
Is
And
that
the,
out, is it
it's
out
at
there
Pekin,
this year?
yes.
It's at Pekin.
it's at Pekin. Yeah, and then Clarksville dropped us, and, yeah, and we picked up Tell City.
Well, that's probably a good year.
Mhm.
They're usually pretty.
Yeah, it'd be a challenge.
Right.
And they're 3A, I think, so,
They bumped to 3.
I think so.
They may have. Get worried too. It's funny. That stuff contract
Oh, really?
Andrew, you're awful quiet over there.
Got sick and
Just
named,
taking it all in.
Henry.
Living the dream, ain't you, bud?
Nothing I need to talk about yet.
Yeah.
He was able.
He got some of them back, didn't he?
Yeah, he got like 8 or 9 back, so I think they're up close to 40. It's still tough when you got JV too, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know how many of them young kids he's gonna have to pull up. He called me and wanted me to help. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna pick and choose. I'm gonna go watch this portion, I'm gonna go watch them. Wherever, I just kind of enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
So many years of dealing with it, I was just tired.
Yeah, twin kids and
Yeah, I mean,
broadcasting
it's
and everything
just
else.
kinda nice to have that option,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, how's your mom?
I spent the night there last night, put it that way. So, yes, she was taking the trash out last night. She fell.
You know, there a couple of years ago when she fell over,
Mhm.
probably in whatever, 6, because I was worried about her, because, you know, she just didn't seem herself, you know. And when she fell pretty hard, I was real concerned with her, but Get over, hell, my balance, I'm falling anymore.
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't do much. Trying to just go for a little walk every day.
But usually, he's been so.
Oh, and I don't deal with James where
He
she
had
was just
kind of that
housebound
point.
and she just lost muscle.
Yeah.
She's 77 or 78. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, I thought she was right.
She's right
She
there.
pulled with that veteran, she don't deserve shit.
Yeah.
That's your mom? You talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
But she was fine. I went and got her breakfast this
I'm
morning.
gonna tell you, boys, when you get close, when you get into the 80s, things, every night's different.
Well,
Every day's different.
yeah.
I
But
see
you
it.
gotta keep going.
Oh, you gotta push, you have to push yourself.
Just like you do. You
I push, yeah.
Exactly.
I push.
Hey, if you don't move, yeah, if you sit down, yeah, look at Jack. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as
No,
you keep
he was as old as he was.
Oh, no, because he didn't look old.
Man,
I mean, really did.
the last 30 years he looks
Oh,
the
man,
same.
he looks same.
You have to, if you don't start,
But Jack was always on the move.
Yeah.
Always
if you don't
done
push,
something.
you're gonna die.
Was that your silo that Michael Grindle took down, posted on Facebook? Something about
Oh, the silo? Yeah, they're bad, yes.
He's freaking nuts.
But that's part of the reason we acquired
Got
it.
him, yeah. He used to work for me, man. He's wild.
Oh, yeah. But he'll work as hard as anybody if you can just get him there.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can't believe how much he thanked us for letting him do that.
Really?
He probably enjoyed
Oh,
it.
he did. I wouldn't do that
We
my whole
dropped it
life.
right.
Well, he dropped it right
Oh,
there,
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Fell right down between the
Yeah.
guardrail and the barn.
Yeah, when I first watched that video, I thought, oh, he's gonna smash a bunch of stuff.
Well, see, the neighbors had one blow over and it fell on their barn. And I got two barns and the guardrail right there. I'm like, I want to at least try and control
Try
that.
to keep it.
Yeah.
So was that your grandma and grandpa's old place?
Yes, my dad lives there now.
I
Yeah.
used to go over there for church stuff all the
Right.
time. Yeah, rain and man.
Yep. Yep. That was it. It looks a lot different.
He did that. Michael took down a bunch of walls and stuff, so he should have known how to place stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We only cut two of the bands on it and then started knocking out.
All right, it's 9:30. We will keep it rolling here. Would you like to come forward?
How backward?
Emily is
How are
here
you?
from the surveyor's office. We'll let her run through her budget here and we'll,
My budget has remained the same except for raises for everyone in the office.
Give us a page
So-
number.
how much percentage did you?
Well, we're asking for 10%. I think that my people do a very good job. Not everybody can read the deeds like we're supposed to and everything, and they work hard for our county, and I think they deserve 10% or more, honestly, but we'll take what we can get.
So that was really the only increase in your budget was the
Yep.
10% you figured for your
Mhm.
employees. All right.
Is her printer up to date?
Yep, I bought a brand new one. Me and the recorder's office bought a new one a couple years ago. It's the newest one they've made.
And don't you have a plotter or something?
Yeah, it's like up to 36 inches across. It's a combination.
When did we buy that? 3 or 4 years ago.
I would say 3 or 4 years ago. I'm gonna say COVID time, but I think about, because we had to wait on it to come in.
Yeah.
So we
I
ordered it
remember.
and then we had to wait on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
22. Great
Yeah.
problem. Any questions for Emily on any of her budget there? Like she said, the only thing she put in was a 10% increase for her employees.
I see one line that says contract. Can you explain that just a little bit? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not a licensed surveyor, so if the county needs survey work done, we have to contract that out to a licensed surveyor.
Okay.
The commissioners or the council, whoever decides that that job needs done, that's the line that that comes out of.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Else have any questions for Emily? None? Means
Yep.
you've done a good job. Thank
You know,
Emily.
I like to hear that.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, we'll stay ahead. Maggie is here from the health department. If you want to come on up, we'll stay ahead of schedule. Health department budget is located on page 9. 9 and 10. Want to get there in your books. Maggie, you want to go over your budget?
With the health department budget, I only increased, well, payroll, we did ask for a 5% raise. I know raises are hard, and that's where I've kind of seen you guys max out at. So I did ask for 5. And then longevity, I did increase. I believe we were close last year in our line. I can't recall how much, but I increased it by $500 just because employees staying longer and longer does add up. So total for raises was $14,381 for everybody in our office, and with our longevity increasing by $500. So I think it was $14,881 I'm asking more for next year compared to this year. And in the previous years, I've been right at it or under budget, or cut the funding. So.
Could you move closer to the microphone? It's hard to hear, it really is hard. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, if it
Okay.
turns red, it's
Okay.
in theory picking something up.
All right.
Okay, so that goes through 9 and 10. No real changes there in any of the line items except for the 5% increase that Maggie just explained for her employees. See anything there? So, anybody have any questions for Maggie on her, any of the line items or her budget as a whole? She just explained that it went up about 14.8 with the longevity.
You don't see any significant changes that might be coming down the pike for your particular job?
As far as health department
Yeah.
funding, no. As far as HFI, yes. And that's the next one we discussed. So.
Any questions on just the health department budget, 9 and 10? All right, if there's not any questions there, then we'll move on to page 11.
So with Health First Indiana funding from money we get from state, this is our second year we're in it. Next year will be our third. Our funding for this year was $614,846. Our funding did get cut drastic for next year, so we're only receiving $164,367, which cut us down to $450,000 less for next year. Really, the only thing we're asking, again, I mean, the lines changed because of our funding being cut drastic, but we did ask for a raise for one employee out of that. We have a part-time employee, and there's enough money in her line item to also give her a raise, but we didn't increase her overall total for the year. Besides perf, insurance, I can tell you a little bit what we are budgeting to do next year with that funding. We buy flu vaccines and give out free flu shots, head lice shampoo free for the public. We do a sharps disposal pickup, so if you have sharps that need to be disposed of, we'll dispose of them for free, and then we'll give you a free container as well. We do prenatal vitamins, pregnancy test. We give out pack and plays and car seats, and in October, we soon shall have a certified car seat technician at our office, so we can check car seats for the public, and also give out some free car seats. We do albuterol for the schools, EpiPens, we do AEDs. We gave out 6 AEDs to all 3 schools this year in total. We've done Stop the Bleed kits, and we're going to do that again next year, but all 3 schools got that this year. We give out so many hygiene kits to the schools and just to the public for free. We did a vape disposal, and again next year we're doing vape disposal pins, so the local 3 schools can collect vapes, sadly, from the kids that are vaping, and the health department will dispose of them for free. Just advertisements we'll have, maintenance, and then again next year we're just budgeting for vector control spray, which we used to pull that out of county funds, now we're pulling out of state funding. So, like I said, our funding did get cut very drastic for next year, so we're not able to do as much as we did this year.
Right.
So, and I mean, this year we were able to buy diapers and wipes and feminine hygiene products to give out, and we did weather alert radios for the public, and like I said, Stop the Bleed and AEDs and for our community.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things there that were available to the public that, you know, definitely a great help, the AEDs in the schools.
Yeah, we've helped the schools out quite a bit in different lines that
Right.
we've given them.
From talking to some of the school administrators that there was a lot of things that the health department was able to help them with, and they
Just as of last week, we gave the schools, there's one school that's still working on it, but we gave 8 Stop the Bleed kits per school. So high school got 8, middle school got 8, and elementary got 8. And that was a lot of money that
Right.
we gave to them for those. And then the AEDs cost a lot as well, that we've helped them out with.
Okay, any questions for Maggie on the local public health services on that grant money? Keep in mind that, as Maggie mentioned, that is a grant, and you can see through that budget that the grant money went down significantly this year and
Yep.
for 26, and that'll be the last year of that grant, correct? No, you will have it in 26.
No, they go before legislation every 2 years.
Okay.
So this was a legislation year. So this money, we have been told, next year this is what we get, and then for 2027 we'll get the same. But in 2027 they'll go back for legislation, and it may get cut again, or we may get more. You never know. But all the counties got cut. Yep. And we actually had to let an employee go because of that funding. Our payroll alone cost more than what we're getting for next year. I mean, that was just with insurance, payroll, longevity. So sadly, she did have to take another job, and we had to provide services too. That was part of this money, so we couldn't just have all payroll.
Questions for Maggie on the local public health budget?
With these cuts, where will you make up the difference? Budget's gonna be cut $450-some thousand for next year, so how will you make that up?
I mean, as just far as providing services to the community,
Yes.
sadly, the service just got cut. So I mentioned we did weather alert radios. We just will not have that anymore unless I put in a carryover request to the state and then present it to you guys as well to say we want to pull so much out of our funding to provide X service that we want to do for our community, which we do have quite a bit left over I foresee we have quite a bit left over at the end of this year that we haven't spent, and then we had some left over from last year. So there's potential we can always ask for a request to provide more services. But at the same time, if the funding keeps getting cut, you want to keep paying your payroll and doing a little bit. You don't want to ask all your carryover.
That will eventually bleed out.
Yes. As far as like what we had in 2022, it was called a legacy. Well, it would be in 23. It was called a legacy. So it's the trust and the maintenance, and we only got 51,000. This is a lot more. Even though we're getting cut, we're still getting a lot more than what we did in the legacy.
How long is your carryover? How long?
It'll just keep going and going and going. So
Years and years?
yeah,
Oh.
we can just that's the way I understand it. And that's the way the trust and maintenance was. If at the end of this year, whatever we don't spend, it just goes back in our fund. It'll sit there until we ask for a carryover, and then we just spend it. I'm sure they're going to eventually say, hey, you got a surplus you need to spend down, but. Welcome.
Any other questions for Maggie on either of her budgets there, the health budget 1159 or the 1161 public health grant?
Just keep up the good work. You
Yep.
impress me to the point where you know what you're talking about, and I appreciate that very much.
Oh, thank you. I try to stay on top of that because numbers are a big thing, so.
Yeah.
Anything else?
All right. No one has anything else? Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big cut.
600,000, but it's 450,000 cut.
Right. But if you look at the
She
expenditures they have.
She handled it.
Yeah.
Yes, she covered herself.
Yeah. Good. But as I recall in that grant, in the prior years when that grant was available, we kind of warned them that this thing was going to happen. So I think she was aware of what was going to happen.
Yeah.
With
Feast or famine.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you look on that page behind page 12, you can see what they've spent.
Yeah.
And there's still a pretty good little nest egg there in the unexpended balance, still almost 450,000, or right at 450,000. As she mentioned, that will go back in and then carry over, so if she needs it, she can use it. She just has to request that from the state. That is from got the plan commission scheduled next, but not until 10:20, so we'll try to stay as close to that as we can, due to the fact that we advertised it that way.
Does anybody have any questions on any of the handouts you've received, your miscellaneous information? Everybody should have got a copy of lit shares for 2026. Growth quotient.
There was something that I read that said something about a 4% growth quotient. Can you explain that to?
It's that wonderful formula that the state has that says you can grow your tax levy by 4%.
What has it been in the past? 4? For
Yeah,
years?
I think one year it was 3, I think one year it was 2.
2. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I think it's even been 5 one year.
We're happy with the 4.
But yeah.
Some years it's, like Michelle said, it's been 3.5.
All right. Looks like Travis has made his way up here, so he's early.
We early?
Yeah, but that's fine. We're running ahead of schedule, so we tried to keep as much on schedule as possible just due to the live stream. But we've kind of jumped ahead here as people came in, so I guess if you want to go ahead and come up front, we'll head right into your plan commission and building commission budget.
Okay.
That will be on page 13, the plan commission budget. Whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay. Are you on the plan, did you say you're on the plan commission or?
Yes, we're on the
Okay.
plan commission budget, or
Okay.
page 13 in your books, council and
Okay.
commissioners.
Now, this will be just for both of our budgets too, for plan commission and building department. Just starting off, we asked for 5% raise, for myself and for Courtney. And everything else is just about pretty much the same, except general expenses on that, so there's not a lot to that budget, but
So basically, that's the only changes really in your budget at all.
right. Yeah, there's not very many line items to that one.
What is the reason on, let's see, didn't have a number. It'd be between 13 and 14. Oh, I see.
That's
It's
the
unexpended.
expenditures.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Forget it.
I did notice a little increase there on the building commission, budget there in your, legal services. Can you,
Yeah, I did.
understand, I know that's probably just due to more legal you know, hiring that you're having to do.
Building commission now.
On the building commission, I
Okay.
looked over, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that's same thing we talked about before, Bubba. It's an increase, but it is back to some of the original budget numbers we had before, and then, you know, it was cut. But we do have an increase, though. Hopefully that money will be put back, but we do have to have, we're gonna have to have a little bit of an increase with it.
Right.
Because it's more than legal services, it's your consulting, it's your other engineers, it's, you know, there's other miscellaneous with that
Like
too.
everything else,
Yeah.
that has increased. I'm sure.
Yeah, and we've held off as long as we could, you know, for that line item, because basically we were sharing it with the county attorney.
Right.
And it's just too much. I mean, it's too much of a workload. You know, back in probably 2010 is when we needed honestly, when we needed a separation and bring, you know, get something else in the line item.
Right. Well, I just wanted to clarify that because for some of the newer people that are on the council now, I might not understand that because it had jumped, I think, back in, if you look there on page 14, you know, in 21, we allocated 25,000, same in 22, same in 23.
Right.
And 24. We did cut that a little bit last year because we hadn't had to dip into it, but it was because a lot of that was shared with the county attorney at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted clarification so the council understood that that's something that, you know, with the legality and the hiring of maybe outside counsel for that, that could increase. So
Now also the 12,000 that's remaining in there that you see, the bills have just not reached our office yet.
that came in.
Yeah, we're, you know, what I'm hearing, it's probably zeroed out right now. So, I mean, we just don't have enough money in it. That's just all there is to it.
Well, I knew that was a concern when we talked about it a couple of years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
10 government, building.
Have any questions for Travis on his budget, page 13 or 14?
No, you just answered the question I had in reference to the balance that was still there, so.
Yeah.
Let me think about that a minute. I would like to add something here. I would encourage all of you to stop in on occasion if you have a few extra minutes and be prepared to have it turn into 15 or 20, because what's going on with the building commissioner's office, it's probably without a doubt one of the most frustrating departments when it comes to dealing with these issues than any other department I have seen. And I'll tell you why, because we have several people out here in the community that just not only don't want to follow the rules, don't want to get a permit, and they will sometimes even tell you, or they will argue with you, why, you know, they want to know why do I have to get a permit? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that? And this man and this lady sitting here have to listen to this every single day. And we have tried over the years, and Travis tries to be so patient and understanding and trying to help these people and try to educate them. But some of them, a very small percentage, just don't want to be educated. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They're going to go ahead and do what they want anyway, and they will tell him that. And it's really gotten out of hand the last 5 or 10 years, and it's not getting any better. This is the reason for an attorney. Unfortunately, I suppose we're going to have to turn into counselors, and we're going to have to give these people guidance, and not to be mean-spirited, but some of these people, I'm sorry, are just being knotheads, and they don't care. They're just being contrary. And we're left with trying to fix things. He is left, and she is left with trying to keep people in this county safe. That's his main goal. And it's very frustrating, and I encourage you all to take the time so you know what they're going through. And, I'm not saying throwing money at this is the answer, but in this case, when you get into these situations, the only way to resolve it is with an attorney, and I'm sorry, that's just the world we live in today. And I want to thank them for their patience. And here's the thing. When Travis is gone out doing these inspections and fighting all this, Courtney is in there by herself, and she has to listen to all this, and it gets crazy in there. I'm telling you, it gets crazy. And they have a tough job, and they do a good job at what they do. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't echo that enough, because it's usually not a pleasant conversation when somebody comes in there. And Courtney also took on the
there's a dual role there.
the 911 addressing, and I know that was a big role and more work for her, and she's done a fantastic job in that. So yeah, can't thank you guys enough for what you do. I know it's not pleasant. I've been in there a few times myself and heard some of the grumbling. So yeah,
I would like to thank them too. Also does everything in their power to keep from having to using legal
Yes.
services too. So me and Travis has worked together on a couple of things to eliminate that. So lady crying and cussing you out and crying, yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, it's like what Todd and Tony said, it's not all just legal service, it's trying to help the public out in getting these structures legal also, and working with them to, so we can get these things permitted. It's not just, legal enforcement, it's not that, it's just with this tiny house movement, half our structures come in are some type of mobile, not just stick built. And that's something we've not had here in the county, that is, I guess the volume of it is, that it is today. So it's just something different that, we're gonna have to tackle.
Yeah, learn to deal with it.
Yeah. It's just, and everybody's dealing with it. It's a different housing movement, so, which is great. There's a lot of good products out there.
Rhonda, did you have a question? I normally, and during budget, don't take the comments, but as long as it's constructive and,
I mean, the public has a right to be here when this is being done.
I agree.
So since I'm here already, I want to express, the same kind of frustration that Todd has, in that my husband and I have presented before the commissioner a couple times, before the planning commission board, that having an illegal board like they have over the years, like the last 9 years, makes it so that, for one, we don't have legal hearings, and we lose in court.
well, this doesn't fit what we're talking about right now, and I understand what you're
Spending
saying.
money on an illegal board, it is a waste of budget money.
But
Until they get it legal, they aren't functioning as a planning commission.
Well, but that's not something we're gonna discuss today during our budget proceedings, so that will be a discussion for a later time.
All right.
Okay? Thank you.
No, it's already been resolved.
No,
And-
it has not. It has not.
I tell you what,
Lori Gilstrap is a Republican.
Hey, we need to seriously, due to time constraints and trying to get through the budget, we'll deal with that at a later time. Right now, we're on budget. That's what we're gonna stay on. So, into that. Any other questions about the plan commission or building commission budget? Doc?
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Keep up the good
appreciate
work.
you all. Thank you.
Okay.
Corner.
Yeah, we're way ahead of schedule. Break or,
I think at this point, you're gonna have to wait
yeah, we need
closer
to.
to 11.
Yeah, we need to stay with that schedule because we advertise that way. You know, sometimes we get ahead, sometimes we're behind. Right now, we're in the ahead lane, so things have been moving pretty smooth, and I appreciate that. But we will take a break and try to stay as close to that as we can. So it is 10:04. We'll have everybody back in here at 10:50. Say 10:50, and then we can go back to head into the recorder at that time. So I know we're ahead of schedule, ladies.
Thank you, Nancy.
I appreciate you coming up, but due to the fact that we're live streaming, we want to keep that schedule as close as possible, and we're way ahead right now. So we'll come back at 10:50 if that's okay. Okay. Thank you guys for coming early, though. I know in years past we've got ahead, but it's kind of hard to do. Yes, and I appreciate that. Okay, thank you. We will come back at 10:50.
Is she getting that one on the plane tonight? They're the same. Okay. And then. I think those are considered two different line items, so I think that's out of together. Or it would be,
Well, I mean, those two and then 5, right?
yeah, I think so. Courtney gets the office manager position on the planning commission and office manager on the building
Yes,
commission, right?
she's paid from
Right.
two different
And the 911 addressing.
pools, yes.
Yes.
911 addressing is her as well, which we kind of laid that on her. Because, oh, she does a fantabulous job with that. You know, that all went down because when that was going on, it used to be done through the highway department, and then,
From my understanding too, you know, it was 3. When she agreed to that, it was supposed to be 5.
it was supposed to be 5 in the beginning. We only had it at 3, and we were kind of shortchanging her there for a year or two, and then we got it fixed.
And that does create a lot.
That's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work for
5,000, I
her.
wouldn't do it for 5,000.
No, that was a bargain.
We'll take it.
Oh, yeah, we only got 2
I
tens,
should have
so.
looked at that building.
Yeah.
Never complained about the rain.
No.
That's what you can just look for. Some of these, like,
It's coming.
I know.
They're
It's been a long time.
different line items pulling to the same person, but they just have to put it in different.
Rough. What's scary is I think we get used to it.
I know. And that's what they're called, will be freezing probably.
To break this.
Get the flannel shirt out.
Yeah.
Not good.
Lows in the 50s, you'll start with one in the morning.
I tell you what.
Gilbert for that.
Telling you.
Plug for Walmart.
That.
Fruit. Oh, yeah.
There you
Start
go.
out with that flannel shirt in the morning.
Kevin.
Shed it in half.
Kevin didn't have nothing to do with that.
That's a good day. Yeah, you can build tents in that kind of weather.
You could.
Yeah, just like Todd said.
Well, I'm surprised we don't have more expenses than that.
I know.
You see, we ain't had any.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's that time of year.
On the legal fees, is that what you're talking about? Expense?
Oh, yeah.